Today I have more build ideas for you which all feature Deepslate. First we have a post office build. I used the same block palette for a build I showcased in another Deepslate House video because I got a lot of comments saying they like the build because of the bright block choices. Deepslate is a very dark block, which means it creates a great contrast, especially as roof blocks like on this build. As you can see, it's a post office with a lot of indications that it is in fact a post office, a big sign, a crane lifting up a giant letter, a delivery balloon with a big M for mail, and a letterbox on a crane. All these features add detail and give the build so much more personality, just like adding greenery and lights or a giant clock. Of course, a very important part of building is to get away from just building cubes, so adding smaller builds attached to the main one or building another on top gives your base a very unique shape, so does adding towers or other structures. I even created an interior which is a row of mailboxes. There's some redstone hooked up to it, so when you put something in a mailbox, the lamp will light up. I would love to build this on a server someday. We also have some mailbox designs being sold over in that corner. Next we have a magical Amethyst Tower. It uses a lot of Deepslate, which gives it a dark, mystical look. It could be quite expensive to use this in survival, but I used a couple coal ore blocks here and there to add a bit of detail. There could also be a dark, mystical gem in the rocks. More mystical touches are the soul lanterns, the unique roof shape with crystals on top, and the use of crystal blocks as walls. The inside is decorated with crystals across the walls and warped vines leading to the top of the tower. At the top we have a very detailed enchanting room, making this a nice enchanting tower build for your survival world. Next is a warped fantasy house. Some might have seen it in my 1.18 build idea video, where it was featured as a mountain outpost. It was originally inspired by concept art, but the block palette was changed entirely. This house has a lot of details, like the big balconies on each side, or even the little crane holding a cauldron with powdered snow. The house has a lot of small rooms, which makes it fun to explore, and the Deepslate roofs adds a nice contrast to the calcite and warped wood. The next build is my first attempt at a cyberpunk build. It has a lot of bright colors and lights. I used the netherwood with Deepslate and calcite, and I added a couple features that make the build look run down, like a water pipe spilling into a broken road. And then there are all sorts of signs and lights. Here we have a futuristic antenna and a lot of chimneys and a flag on the roof. We have the main build on the left and the warehouse or a garage on the right. This build would look really good in a futuristic environment. I'm not sure if it would count into the cyberpunk category as I'm no expert, but it was super fun to build and experiment with blocks like magenta glazed terracotta, which I always thought were hard to use, but it really fits into this build. And last but not least is the candle lighthouse. It's a candle and a lighthouse in one, because what they both have in common is that they light the way in the darkness. It may be hard to see, but I used calcite, white concrete and quartz in between the Deepslate. There's also a very beautiful organic flame at the top and tinted glass in the windows so you get the full candlelight effect on the inside. I originally designed this when candles were first added to the game as part of a candle build idea video, which was never finished, so I'm glad I finally get to show this off. The interior is meant to be a candle shop that could be built on an SMP. Tell me in the comments what your favorite build is. I have more build idea videos on my channel, and if you want me to make more, just get this video to 50 likes. Bye bye!